seem to have figured out since we're starting here on Zebus. Our category tonight is going to be Mini Boss RTA. This is kind of an interesting category. It's been getting a little bit more popular lately. Essentially, there's two different routes you can take. There's one route which involves picking up the Varia suit, and another one which involves doing early rec ship to pick up the gravity suit. Now, it hasn't been extensively timed yet, but a lot of people seem to think that the Varia suit route may be the faster one. I'm pretty sure Maniacal runs that route, and I wouldn't be surprised to see J-Ro run it either. But anyways, both of these guys are now off. They were pretty even at the start, but Maniacal does have Moonfall enabled, or Moonwalk enabled, so that allowed him to Moonfall down the climb there and just get a slight lead on J-Ro. So the beginning of this run is going to look pretty much like every other category you've seen. They're going to pick up Morph Ball, go over to Bombs, then they're going to work their way over to Brinstar. They're going to want to grab early Super still because Supers are pretty important in this category for taking down all the bosses, since you really won't be picking up many beams, if any. We can see now J-Ro has caught a little bit up to Maniacal, and they're pretty well in sync now at the elevator. So now the runners are going through the reverse pitless room. Looks like J-Ro fell into a couple pits, Maniacal fell into one, so still pretty close here. Now we're coming up to the climb. All these rooms here in the early game, they're not very easy. It's very, very easy to fall down one of the pits or miss a wall jump here and fall down and lose a couple of seconds, but both of them seem to manage the rooms pretty well. Now J-Ro with a little bit faster of a climb in Parlor. He's going to be the first one to arrive at Bombs. Both runners very carefully making sure they land all their missiles on the door so they don't have to go back and farm one of the bugs. Let's see, J-Ro looks like he's gotten... Ooh, Chorizo stepped up into J-Ro, which isn't ideal because then BT can potentially drop health instead of missiles, but he manages a pretty quick fight regardless. And Maniacal, he might have shot a couple missiles too early. They didn't quite connect, but it looks like he didn't have too much trouble at Chorizo either. Now J-Ro picking up the first energy tank in the Terminator room. Usually runners, I think like 2 E-tanks is the minimum for this, but I think most people will take 3 or 4 for this, just to be safe. And where J-Ro, he just decided to run through the pirates and kind of damage boost through them. Maniacal actually killed the pirates with missiles, which I think is a good move in this category. It kind of helps make sure you get missile drops early on the way to Spore Spawn, so that you're not risking getting any health drops from the bug wells that are coming up in Pink Brinstar. And J-Ro picking up his early missiles and leaving the room just as Maniacal enters. So the first mini-boss they took down was Bomb Chorizo, and now they're coming up to Spore Spawn, which we don't really see Spore Spawn very often besides these mini-boss categories. But with supers, the Spore Spawn fight, it's not too terribly difficult, but it's still not too hard to mess up. But basically what they're going to want to aim for is they want to hit Spore Spawn with 2 supers in the opening round, and then in the second round hit him with a missile and a super, and that'll be enough to take him down. So now we see J-Ro coming into the Spore Spawn. Let's see how he does. Spore Spawn should be opening after one more. Ooh, I think he missed that second super. Spore Spawn closes his mouth pretty quickly after the first one lands, so you need to be quick and make sure you aim right towards the center. I think Maniacal, he's just being safe here, and he's just going to shoot 1 super at a time in order to not risk missing one and having to make up the difference with missile shots. And yeah, you'll see J-Ro, he's sort of trying to air Doppler missiles in there to make up for the super that he shot, not into Spore Spawn's core, but kind of his shell. And both runners finishing off Spore Spawn pretty much at the same time. Maniacal looks like he got it a little bit earlier. Now Maniacal does have Moonfall. Let's see. I don't think he got it. There's a tricky Moonfall you can do there. The crumble blocks at the top respawn pretty quickly, but if you manage to quick drop through them and pull off a Moonfall really quick, you'd save like 2 seconds or something falling down that shaft. But no big deal, he didn't spend too much time setting it up. So as I said earlier, supers are pretty important in this category, so both runners deciding to pick up the Spore Spawn pack. And it looks like Maniacal is opting to pick up Charge Beam, which is oh, and J-Ro is too. It's really optional in this category, but it can reduce some stress because Crocomire can be tough if you're out of ammo and you need to farm drops off of him. And also there's the risk of soft locking at Botwoon if you don't have Charge Beam and run out of ammo. So now, moment of truth, both of our runners coming up to Red Tower, and both of them are going to be going down, which means they're going to go take down Kraid and pick up the Various suit before they go and pursue any more mini-bosses. Now, another beam that's not necessary, but the runners might get, and both of them are going to get it, is the Spacer Beam. And combined with Charge Beam, you can use this on some of the mini-bosses instead of using ammo to take them down a little bit quicker if you don't have the supers. And it can also make the Suitless Meridia trek a little bit easier later on in the run, since they won't need to use as many shots to freeze the crabs and the fish. Alright, now J-Ro a nice wall jump to get up into Kraid's lair. Maniacal. Looks like he's coming in from the top and he manages to get a nice wall jump too. So both of these guys still pretty close coming up to the first main boss, Kraid. Alright, now J-Ro, first one into the room. Let's see how he decides to do the Kraid quick kill. You can either use 2 missiles and 3 super missiles, which is the faster method, or you can use a charge beam shot followed by 4 super missiles. And it looks like he's going to do the charge and 4 supers. Ooh. Just barely missed Kraid's mouth there. Let's see if Maniacal has better luck. And he's using the same method, but he manages to time his supers right. And J-Ro actually, with a very nice adaptation, was able to not make Kraid stand up there, but Maniacal did pull ahead slightly with the faster quick kill. So now that these guys got various suit, they're ready to take on all the heated rooms on Zebus, and they're going to go down into Norfair now. They're going to want to go grab some more items, and then they're going to head towards Crocomire. And you'll see here J-Ro picking up the Kraid tank, which is kind of an optional tank. There's the high jump boots tank and the Crocomire tank that you can pick up instead of this one, and Maniacal's also going for it. But since it is a race, it may be a little bit safer for these guys just to take an extra tank. J-Ro, he's managed to pull back ahead a little bit here with some clean movement. Now he's heading into the high jump boots room, closely followed by Maniacal. Alright, now both of our runners picking up high jump boots. It's really a very nice item. It makes traversing areas vertically much easier. And also, it's pretty much required for the Meridia section. You can climb up there suitless without high jump boots, but it takes a lot longer and it's much more difficult. So just for their own ease, these guys are going to pick up high jump boots. J-Ro with a very nice pseudo screw into a mock ball to get through those side hoppers or Disgigas. They're one of those. Maniacal just blasting his way through with that spacer beam. Another item I didn't mention these guys will probably grab is Speed Booster. Speed Booster is nice because it obviously makes you go faster, but it also can help you jump a lot higher too. So when these guys go to pick up a grapple beam later, they'll have a nice way to get up to the door. And it also allows them to do a shine spark outside of the GT room so they can get up there without having to bomb jump. So yeah, as expected, both these guys are heading over to Speed Booster. J-Ro just going right for the door, whereas Maniacal went and picked up a farm first. Alright, so these guys, once again, heading down to Crocomire. They both have a pretty good amount of ammo. They should be able to get through the croc fight pretty quick. I think 5 super missiles is a pretty good amount to have. They do have the capacity to hold 10, but I think they're both pretty comfortable with their ammo counts at the moment. And since they do not have wave beam, they do have to do a gate glitch in order to reach Crocomire. But that is only a blue gate there, so they can just use missiles and not waste any precious super missiles. So we have J-Ro, the first one to enter Crocomire, quickly followed by Maniacal. And J-Ro is actually opting to use charge shots, whereas Maniacal, he's going to start unloading some of his ammo. If you use missiles and super missiles together, you can get Croc to step back more, whereas with the charge beam, you're only limited to Croc stepping back twice per cycle. So J-Ro, the first one to finish with Croc, he's gonna go pick up that E-Tank, which you have to wait for Croc to die anyway, so it doesn't really hurt to grab this E-Tank. It's better than all the other ones, really, just because you don't have to waste any time to get it. So it looks like both these guys are gonna go for the 4-tank run today, which is a very safe number to have. They shouldn't really have any problems doing the lava dive or the reverse lava dive. J-Ro with a very nice spark through that door. He's coming up here to get his first power bombs pack, which is going to let him go into lower North Air. We'll see if Maniacal can also get it. Oh, he just barely clipped that ledge there. Wasn't able to get the shine spark off. It was a very nice attempt though. If you have a wave beam, you can do a wraparound shot to just have that door open automatically, but it's a little bit harder when you need to shoot the door yourself before sparking through. So now for J-Ro, we see that speed booster paying off. He's got a really large jump height here, which lets him just jump right up to the grapple beam room. Now grapple beam, it's very useful in the GT fight. GT, much like BT, shoots a bunch of orbs and you can farm them for ammo, but with the grapple beam you can just grab the drops without actually having to run towards them, which is very nice. And also grapple beam just makes Suitless Meridia much faster, specifically the Mount Everest room and the aqueduct. So both these guys have their grapple beam now. But before they get into Meridia, they're going to want to go take care of GT first, since it's closer to them. And you'll see J-Ro now, he's starting to farm up. They do need to do a green gate glitch, so they're going to want to be at max supers, or at least pretty close to max supers, and you can see J-Ro's going up to his max of 10. And I would expect Maniacal to do the same thing. The green gate glitch is pretty finicky, but usually 10 super missiles is enough for any runner of this game. But we might even see some safety saves once they reach the elevator, just to be sure. And speaking of safety saves, Maniacal's taking one right now, since these runners do need to do a lava dive, and it's certainly not a free trick. Oh, Maniacal, he was trying to spark up through that door, but unfortunately gooped just to the right of it. So with Maniacal's safety save, J-Ro's gotten a little bit of an edge now. We'll see how he does with the lava dive. It looks like he's going for the the running jump entrance, and he nails it. Gets a very nice bounce. He has plenty of energy, so he's just going to take his time and pick when he wants to go, and very nicely done by J-Ro. Now Maniacal, he's just going to roll right into the lava pit, which is a really easy strat. Doesn't get much easier than that. And he also has plenty of energy. Oh, and he just didn't get that last wall jump. But fortunately, because he has 4 tanks, he's gonna have time. Oh no. He missed another wall jump right below the Namahe, and he knows he doesn't have enough health now, so he's gonna just reset. Very nice attempt though. And I did not catch if J-Ro safety saved, but he's gonna have 10 attempts here to get through the green gate. Let's see how many tries it takes. First try. Nicely done. And he's also going to lay a power bomb here to refill the super missile that he just laid, or that he just used. So although he has charge and spacer, super missiles can do a lot of damage to GT, so it's best just to go in there at max to help speed the fight up. And you'll see our runners are not grabbing screw attack. It's not really needed at this point in the run, so you could use it to break the blocks up here and pick up this super missile pack, but a power bomb will work as well, just as J-Ro showed us. So now we see J-Ro shooting some supers into GT. Oh, Maniacal's starting his next lava dive attempt. Once again, rolling in. Ooh, didn't quite get on that Namahe, but looks like he's doing alright. And there we go. Nicely done. So J-Ro looks like he depleted his supers, so now he's going to be farming these egg drops from GT. And you'll notice when he's shooting GT, he actually catches the first super missile that you shoot at him, and the only ones that damage him are actually the ones that hit while he's holding one of your supers. So you don't quite get all the supers in. I think, I want to say it takes like 20 or 30, I'm not, someone in chat will probably know the exact number that needs to hit. So you'll probably need to farm a couple of times depending on the number of supers you have. And I wasn't even looking at Maniacal, but it looks like he got his green gate glitch perfectly fine. He'll be heading into GT now, full on supers. And just to be safe, Maniacal's going to take this energy refill here. GT actually does a lot of damage, especially when you only have the various suit. And J-Ro's done with this fight. He gets a short charge here, and he's going to use that to very quickly get out of this room. The alternatives would be to grab screw attack and use the refill room to get a running jump and break the blocks up there, or you could bomb jump, both which are a little bit slower than just using speed booster. So now J-Ro, he only has one mini boss left now, and that's Batwoon. So we're going to be seeing some Suitless Meridia pretty shortly here. Ooh, yeah, J-Ro's health, it's a little bit low. Doing this reverse lava dive, it takes something under like 200 energy, and I think he's kind of aware of his energy count now, so he's going to save here just to be absolutely sure. Meanwhile, Maniacal, he's finishing up his GT fight. Looks like he's switching over to some charge shots now. Oh yeah, this is going to be close for J-Ro. Look at that, 19 energy. Calculated. Maniacal finishing up his GT fight. He'll soon be following J-Ro. Maniacal's got much more energy, so shouldn't have much of an issue returning through the lava pit there. Oh, and I like this by J-Ro. He's using this farming well here to refill on his energy and max out his ammo. A lot of the stuff in Meridia hurts, and Batwoon also hurts a lot, so it really doesn't hurt coming into Meridia with a lot of energy and full ammo. Alright, Maniacal going for his reverse lava dive. And he knows he's got plenty of energy, so he's just taking his time, making sure he doesn't jump into one of these fireballs. Oh, but he did hit that one. Still, though, he has plenty of energy. And gets out. Nicely done. And you see J-Ro, he's taking a little bit of a detour to go pick up Ice Beam. That's going to be very important in Meridia, as he'll use it to freeze enemies in order to climb up Main Street. Oh, we see Maniacal, he's using a different farming well, but he's also just gonna get some extra energy here just to make sure his Meridia doesn't go sour. Alright, J-Ro, he's got his Ice Beam, he is now back in Brinstar. So he's going to break open the tube here. Now because you're not in water before the tube breaks and then you're in water once the tube is broken, if you jump up during that transition, it's actually the same effect as doing a gravity jump. So you'll see he gets a lot of air coming up into Main Street, and he manages to freeze that fish beneath him, allowing him to climb up a little bit faster. Now you'll see he's making some nice jumps in Main Street. He's going to be freezing this crab and this fish. And since he does have Spacer Beam, it does require less shots than if you were just to have Ice Beam alone. And that fish... Oh, wow, that was a really good position for that fish. And the interesting thing about this fish is the longer you're in the room, it actually slowly gets lower and lower. So it gets easier to perform this down grab to get up on this fish the longer you're in the room. So sometimes when you do that quick tube entry, it's actually kind of harder to down grab onto the fish, and you might want to wait a little bit for him to lower down. And now Maniacal, he's got his Ice Beam, he's going to be doing the same thing. Looks very good so far. And he freezes that fish, so... Oh! Accidentally did a spin jump there, but he manages to catch himself. And he is climbing up now. So J-Ro, he had a little bit of trouble getting up on that fish. If Maniacal can get up here quickly, he'll make up the gap between them a little bit. See J-Ro, he's using that grapple beam very well. It's actually kind of easier to use grapple beam underwater. Oh, and he just missed that block, so he's gonna have to go back a little bit. Oh, and Maniacal, he looked like he tried to get up to that fish, but he wasn't quite there. And unfortunately fell down a little bit, but he did manage to catch himself on one of the platforms, so he didn't lose too much time. And J-Ro's finally over Mount Everest. Okay, Maniacal, he's up now. That crab almost hit him off the fish, but he managed to move quickly enough to avoid it. And now J-Ro, he's going to be doing an interesting trick with the grapple beam. If you swing upwards and you morph and unmorph quickly, you can actually kind of just start chaining jumps together, and it's really useful in Suitless Meridia in order to get through this section with all the grapple blocks. And now sort of the final trick of the run on J-Ro's screen, he's going to be doing an ice clip in order to get past these crumble blocks. You'll see he froze that Metroid in just the right way so he can jump on top of it and jump through those crumble blocks. Now he's going to be entering Batwoon, which will be his final mini-boss of the run. And it looks like Maniacal, he had a pretty clean Mount Everest, so he's coming up into Aqueduct now. You'll see J-Ro, he's putting some supers into Batwoon. It looks like he's pretty close to death. Should just be a couple more charge shots. And Batwoon is down for J-Ro, and as soon as he sees those drops, he's gonna dot done. And J-Ro has finished with an official SRL time of 31:53. GG to J-Ro. But let's not forget about Maniacal, because he is coming right up to the ice clip and then right into Batwoon with his dot done. Now Batwoon takes 10 super missiles to take down any others that Maniacal misses. He can make up with 3 missiles, or I think 1 or 2 charge shots, probably 2. You see he gets the Metroid in just the right spot, manages to clip through. So now he'll be starting the Batwoon fight. So keep an eye on Maniacal's super count. I think he might have missed 1 or 2 there. Couldn't quite see how many he missed, but it does. Oh, apparently not too many, because Batwoon is down and we see the drops, and Maniacal is finished with an official SRL time of 33:27. GG to Maniacal. And that was a pretty nice race between these two guys. They were pretty neck and neck for a big portion of the race, but J-Ro did manage to pull ahead a little bit there towards the end, and he had some very nice movement to keep him ahead there. If you guys enjoyed what you watched tonight, make sure you drop these guys a follow. There's J-Ro and Maniacal42. Both of them put on a fantastic race for us tonight. So make sure you follow those guys to see some more Super Metroid. So let me take a peek at the schedule here and I can see the next matches we're going to be having. It looks like tomorrow we're going to have a few matches starting bright and early in the morning, 8:15 a.m. Eastern Time. We'll have Mumu Didi against Insane Firebat. Then later on in the evening at 8 p.m. Eastern, we'll have Rumble Mints versus Punk. And then following up at 9 p.m. Eastern will be Scotty McBody versus Cerberus. And all of those should be very, very nice matches. So make sure you catch all those. So I think that's all we pretty much need to say here. Once again, GG to J-Ro and Maniacal, and congrats to J-Ro, the winner of this mini boss RTA race. And we will see you next mission.